it's Chris Gio, and you are listening to Retail Shift, business advice for inventory-based brands and the merchants who run them. Today's shift is all around what it takes to have a healthy inventory-based business. And guess what? It ain't good prices. Now, I want you to get real with yourself and count the number of times you've complained or said, I just need to make more money. Now, it's really important for us to be truthful as we explore the health of an inventory-based business. Now, I know you know that selling more doesn't necessarily mean you make more. You're super savvy and very smart. You've been around the block. But the real question here is, do you actually operate your business like you know this? Are you managing the relationship between your expenses and your revenue? Like, that's the real question. Do you have a healthy relationship between your sales and your inventory? If we want a healthy inventory-based business, we have to get real about profit. Because for us as merchants, if we imagine any amount of revenue that we want to generate, we know we have to offer customer choice. Something to the tune of about 3 or 4 times what they're ever going to spend. So if we want every single customer to spend $100 every time they come see us, we best be showing them about $300 or $400 worth of product. That's why it's so important to get profit under control, because all you're doing is buying inventory and making products. But even more important than profit is cash flow, because we know that customer taste changes over time, that there's seasonality that needs a shift. There are occasions that happen only in December and no other time. And because we need cash flow to make our business run, we need to get real around, I don't know what we need to get real about. We need to get real about all of it. I can't just point it down to one. So let's actually dive into that. We know that there are key performance indicators in retail, and we know that there are math formulas, and it's still difficult to get profitable because there are humans. I mean, because we are humans running businesses and we are dealing with other humans. People change their mind. We're not perfect. We are not formulaic. That's why it's hard to get profitable. Also, there are circumstances beyond your control. Some we can reframe as problems to solve, and others are always and forever going to be circumstances. And also, the fact remains that customers have so many choices. That's why it's hard to run a profitable, cash flow positive, healthy inventory-based business. And so when people come to me saying, I need to make more money, am I charging the right price? That is not the quality question. The quality question is, what are all of these levers that contribute to profitability? So here is where we're going to talk about my 4 pillars of merchandising. Now, if you're a student of Merchant Method or you're a client of mine, you're familiar with this. I will not stop talking about it, and I will never stop talking about it. If you are new, you may be familiar with the 4 rights of retail. Right product, right price, at the right place, at the right time, with the right message. Now, the shift in the way customers consume is so important that I think that model is a little bit outdated. And so we shifted to the 4 pillars of merchandising. And that is an emphasis on product and operational process and people, which includes the messaging, as well as profit. And these 4 things really delineate and differentiate an inventory-based business from a service-based business, an inventory-based business versus a product-based business with no inventory, like an ebook, and gives us a framework to understand when we make shifts in one aspect of our business, why the profit and the cash flow feel freer and why they feel further and further apart. So all businesses, inventory-based, service-based, product-based, with no inventory, have a few things in common. They all start with a mission, with a purpose, with brand values. And if you haven't listened to the brand values episode, you got to go back and find it. It's episode number 2. So everyone starts there. Then we all start with ideas, these like amazing, juicy, dreamy ideas, the reason why we went into business, right? Immediately when we dream about our business, we think about every single eventuality and possibility, all of which could be true given circumstances. Then the third area is our customers. Who are we trying to connect with? Who are we trying to serve with? Every single marketing exercise around the ideal customer, about your market demographic, that lives in that. And so when you take these 3 rings and put them into the trusted old Venn diagram, hopefully you're familiar with a Venn diagram. If you're not, go to the show notes. I'm going to share a link with a quick video that walks you through these 4 pillars of merchandising, and then you can see what a Venn diagram is. We get intersecting areas. And these intersecting areas is where it's at. It's where the 4 pillars are at. Now, I'll let you go to that lesson and listen to it. And what we're going to do is in the free podcast group, we're going to dive into these 4 pillars. What's most important is when you're asking, how do I make more money? I want a healthier business. You're not asking about price. What you're saying, and I believe that you might not know you're saying this, is I realize that I'm not just running any business. Because when I ask my other friends, when I ask my peers, when I do research online, it just doesn't address the fact that I produce, assort, buy, sell seasonal merchandise. Number 2, you may be super clear that you're running an inventory-based business because it's expensive. But all the research out there is showing you how to start one and not how to maintain and grow a healthy one. There's not a lot of information around product management that is academic, right? There's a lot of books for merchandising undergrad students, or that isn't enterprising. And then number 3, it's not specific enough for the intersection between being a smaller, medium-sized business that runs an inventory-based brand, and then also being an independently owned, self-funded, creative entrepreneur whose business values and personal values are super, super close. So this is why we need to get extremely specific around what does healthy mean, how to achieve health, and dial in on your 4 pillars. What are your operational processes? How are they repeated over and over again? This is where you get to get boring in your business so that you can get creative where it matters most. You'll want to listen to the episode around why boring is just fine for your business. We need to talk through the people aspect. And by the people aspect, I mean so much more than just your employees, so much more than your stance to customer care and customer service, so much more than how you communicate your message, so much more than you as the leader of your business. Everything that has to do with the human condition lives under the people pillar. And then product is how you connect with your customer on a commercial level, right? It's how you bring your ideas forward into a compelling assortment that catches your customer's attention so that they can actually look at it and decide to buy. That's what you need. So what I want you to do is really dive in, because now that you know what you need to have a healthy inventory-based business, I want you to understand how to use these 4 pillars for your specific business. Because at the end of the day, it is about context all day, context all night. So the way to do that, the way to come closer and work with me, is to join my podcast group. It's free. And you can find it at merchantmethod.com/retail shift. In the group, through some very specific, engaging questions and prompts and live Q&A and live streams, will help you figure out how to make these simple but significant and sustainable shifts in your business so they stick and so that you can continue to grow with these. Thank you so much for joining me today. It would not be the same without you. And until then, till next week, I'll see you in the group. Bye.